What's up, guys? So we're on our way back now. We actually came up here with Brandon. We have shit up, got some parts. I didn't film anything. Camera pretty much took a shit on me, so I had to charge the camera, and pretty much, yeah, I just wasn't gonna pop it out again and just to record. But we're making our way down the hill now from Victorville, and it's the most dreaded, I guess you could say, freeway there is. But we're stuck in pretty much this freaking traffic. There was a truck pretty much that flipped over down by the scales, and yeah, now we're suffering that consequence. So now let's just go ahead and make our way back home. I'll show you guys what we picked up. He actually blessed your boy with some extra aluminum piping so we can get started on the intercooler part and see if we can get that at least started in this video. And because I do want to start on the brake setup and pretty much finish that up at the end of the day. Hey, look, it's the Wiener Switcher Mobile. Or Oscar Mayer. Alright guys, catch you guys at the house. What's up, guys? So we finally made it back after 2 hours driving down the hill from Victorville, California. I'm visiting the homie, Brandon. We have shit up. He actually helped me by blessing me with some other spare aluminum tubing that he had there, 2.5 inch, and that I really needed because the place where I got my last tubing from didn't have the bends. Even though these are not the same bends that I really needed, I'm gonna try to make do with them. At least start the intercooler process, because I need to get those V-band mounts, which I'm still waiting for. I didn't notice, and yes, some of you guys may talk shit about it. I did order them from China. You know what I'm saying? They are China V-band clamps. I can't afford the Vibrant Racing ones, as they are pretty expensive at the end of the day. And I'm on a budget. I'm trying to finish this car at least by March, you know, as I've stated, and it's a goal for me to hit, and I really want to try to hit it. And if I don't meet it because something else happens, that is perfectly fine. And at the end of the day, I'm just going to switch over a lot of stuff either way, because the piping that I have now, I am not going to be using for the intercooler setup just yet. The only portion that I'm going to be using is from the intercooler setup, just the portion of the intercooler where the first V-band starts. As far as what goes in the engine bay, I'm going to be using the good material that I have purchased from acerace.com. That is the best, one of the best products that there is. So I ended up buying that to use that. So once I do a mock-up version of it, see how my welds come out and everything else, because remember guys, I'm not a professional at TIG welding aluminum. I may burn through it, I may not burn through it. I'm still going to be getting used to my TIG welder, because at the end of the day, this is mine, and the one that I use at school is theirs. So I'm really just going to try to make progress and learn, make some knowledge, gain knowledge from it. And honestly, I'll probably even YouTube stuff and reach out to the homie We Have Shit Up, because he's always been down to help me out. And even Dana, EF Static. So at the end of the day, we are going to be making progress on the intercooler setup at least, and that's something that I want to get started on. So hopefully we can do that. But so what we ended up picking up was this blow-off valve. It is a Turbo Smart blow-off valve, and this is what Brandon recommended, and so I copped it. You know what I mean? I'm pretty much new to this whole turbo stuff. I had one other turbo, but it's been years since I did any of that stuff. But we do have the turbo from Turbo Smart. That will be hopefully rocking and rolling here soon once we get started on the intercooler piping. But it won't be on the generic piping that we're going to be using from eBay, because I did order that as I stated. And I also got the wastegate for the manifold also. So that is pretty much something that can easily go onto the car right now if I wanted to, because it should be a bolt-in system, because I already have the wastegate, the log manifold that has it. So this is a Turbo Smart. It's a 45 Gen V. So this is up to, I think it's up to 14 PSI. So this is what we are going to be running on that. I'm still going to have to fabricate the dump tube for it, and pretty much everything else that needs to go to it. I'm also going to have to fabricate, I believe it's the water-cooled lines, so that we can get that pretty much locked into the turbo also, because I am going to be water cooling it, because I want the turbo to last me as long as possible. But again guys, let me go ahead and get my garage straightened up, pull things out that I'm not going to be needing, and pretty much put everything into its location, and try to get rid of whatever I can, because trash day is... So sorry about that, neighbor passed by. But trash day is on Wednesday and today is Monday. So I got 2 days to pretty much have everything out of this garage, and that way we can get to fabricating everything for this car. What's up, guys? So pretty much today's the new day, and I know I said I was gonna get started on the intercooler stuff, but what I really want to get started on right now, what I really want to try to do is test fit the M7s on the car with the 225 50 15s. I know they look like a little bit bubbled, but I just want to see what they look like on the car, because as we all know, I am running the full Mugen kit along with the Mugen wing, so just the Mugen M7s would actually go very well with it, which is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep that theme alive. So what I'm gonna have to do right now, I know I'm gonna have to adjust my suspension. I'm gonna have to raise it up because these tires are a lot more aggressive than the 205 50s that are currently on the car. And the wheel specs on the car right now are actually 15x8 plus 28 offset, if I'm not mistaken. And the M7s are actually 15x6.5 plus 40, from what I can recall. It may be a 45 offset, but there's a difference there, which is the reason why the tires look bubbled. So we are going to go ahead and try to mount these up. I'm going to go ahead and lift the car up also. I already pretty much started on it, lifted it, jacked it up. So now what I got to do is pretty much adjust the ride height and make it about maybe 1 inch to 1.5 inches taller, which I'm okay with because I do not want to destroy the Mugen kit at the end of the day. It still needs to get repaired, so once it gets repaired, I do not want to destroy it hitting something on the freeway or any of that stuff. But yeah, let me go ahead and stop talking and go ahead and get this side on. I'm going to leave the other side alone because I still need to get one of the valve stems fixed on, which is actually this wheel on the M7. I got to get it fixed. I did order new replacement valve stems for it. It should be arriving today, and I will be taking it in to get it mounted and balanced, or get it mounted as far as the valve stem and balanced, because that's what needs to be done onto that last tire. But let me go ahead and do that real quick, and we'll show you guys what the car looks like after. Alright guys, so pretty much as you guys just seen, I did one side. I didn't want to record the whole thing. My wife showed up, I got talking to her, so I stopped the video of recording, but I did finish it, and let me hear you guys' opinions about this. You guys think the tires are too big? You think the wheels don't go with it? Honestly, let me hear you guys' opinions. I honestly think that they look very good on it. I'm not gonna lie, the black looked absolutely amazing on it also. But I really want to carry on the Mugen theme with, now that I have the whole lip kit, side skirts, and the rear valance, and the front chin spoiler. Now that I have the wing, I would love to find me a pair of Mugen bucket seats, but at the end of the day, those are just way out of my price range. Those are about like $5 each. I think this is where I'm going to settle at, and hopefully see if I can get my hands on the SIR interior to finish off the rear end, the rear of the seats, like the I want to finish the front seats like the rear seats, but hopefully we find that here soon. Hopefully Moshi does have one of those seats in stock, and if he does, it's on and cracking, and we'll go ahead and pick those up, and we will get rid of the bucket seats or just sell one of them, and I can keep the other one as a track seat. But I absolutely love this car. I think the car is coming out phenomenal. The way I'm building this car, I'm very proud of myself for taking my time, because I'm really known to be rushing things, and on this car I really don't want to rush anything when it comes down to it, which is why it's taking so long to get this car the way I really want this car to look. But hopefully here within these next couple of weeks, next couple of months, the goal again is March to get it done and over with, but well, we should have that done soon. But let me go ahead and pick up and see if we can get started on the intercooler. What's up, guys? Welcome back. So pretty much today is a new night today, and pretty much I just spent all day pretty much just getting my welder, my TIG welder pretty much set up. I had to get more argon because I did run out of it, as I only had a little bit when I first got the tank, but we do got a full tank now, so now we can pretty much get started on it. Big shout out to Brandon. We have shit up again. He helped me actually get this welder pretty much situated because he already knows the ins and outs of this welder, and I don't. Unfortunately, I've had the welder for about a year already, and I've really never welded with it because waiting for parts and basically just not knowing how to set it up, and not really even having time even after school because of family and everything else. So now I promise you guys, we are going to be getting to work on this intercooler system. So I'm going to go ahead and practice a little bit on it because I haven't welded in almost 2 weeks, so I haven't done any of that TIG welding. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and get some practice in. I do have some aluminum here that I'm going to be practicing on, and pretty much show you guys that we're going to be working on the intercooler setup now that everything is pretty much set. So let's just follow along and get this practice in so we can start doing the whole intercooler setup. Alright guys, so pretty much they're not the cleanest welds, as you guys can see. I've still got to get used to this machine. I didn't do these welds. These ones were actually done by Brandon, but it's kind of too hot to be touching right now. But as you can tell, inside there is penetration in there from the welds that I did do, but they are not like really smooth like these ones here. So I'm just going to keep practicing tonight. I don't think I'm going to do any fabrication on the EK sedan, but we'll probably just pick up on it tomorrow. That way you guys can go ahead and that way we can get some work in. I really want to try to practice still a little bit more, but it's just going to take some time. I really don't want to ruin all that stuff. So as I stated before, I do have a bunch of scrap aluminum, which I think is this right here. I'm going to be using that to be making the first mock-up. So I know I said I really don't care if the welds come out messed up, but I kind of want to try to get it on point. What really makes it hard for me is this table. The table is too small for me to slide under to where I can get comfortable with. I can put the pedal on the inside of my body's all tweaked out. That's my main issue. Plus, I can stand on it or whatever, but it's still not the same of having anything because it's still too short for me. So that's the main issue that I'm actually having right now. Hopefully, within these next couple of days, I'll get used to it, or I will pick up a welding table so we can really get started on it. I'm gonna be looking for a welding table real quick before we do any of that stuff. I know I said I was gonna do the intercooler piping, but I really wanna be comfortable while I do it, so that way I know how to pretty much control the torch and control my hand as we sit down. I'm not used to welding, you know, standing up or any of that stuff, so which makes it extremely hard for me, as at school I'm always sitting down on a chair, and that was my main issue. So I think what I'm gonna end up doing is looking for a table to see if I can grab that table. And if I can grab that table, then in all honesty, I'm gonna go ahead and bring that table home, or maybe I'll just fabricate my own. It does have to be steel, so that way we can put the ground on it. But again guys, let me go ahead and practice a little bit, and then we'll pick up on it hopefully this week to be able to continue on to the intercooler pipe. Guys, so bumper is off, and what I'm gonna end up doing now is removing the supports again from here, so that way I can have more access to this section, because I got to remove this bumper support to be able to access this location, because I'm gonna have to open it all the way up as much as possible, so that way I have more of a bend coming here away from the radiator, because I kind of want to scoot the radiator over a little bit. But let's just see how far we can get before I may need to either chop this off, or I may need to weld it to the support once it's on, because it's only held on by one bolt, as we all know before. So let me go ahead and remove all this stuff. Let me go ahead and grind that away. I don't want to bore you guys with that, so let me go ahead and take that off, and then we'll try to resume getting this section done here. All right guys, so I got pretty much a little ahead of myself, and I pretty much cut some of the piping already. So we got this all squared away pretty much, this whole thing. So what I ended up doing was cutting a 90-degree. This is what I'm going to be using. I kind of just scored it up a little bit, or cleaned it up. So it's not going to be going that far into the engine bay, but what I really wanted to do right now is just mark where it's gonna go. So as you guys can see, this is the way it's gonna be here, and then down here, this is the way it's gonna go. So yeah, pretty much this is the way I want it to be. As you can see, we have plenty of room now from the radiator, so I can slide the radiator over, which is what the goal is. Move the radiator back over a little bit so we can have a little bit more radius and clearance from the radiator filler up here. I'm still gonna have to pretty much figure out this situation down here, but I'm gonna go ahead and mark this so that way when I pull off the radiator, I know where I need to tack weld it at. And pretty much that's what I want to get done in this video. At least get this mocked up, tacked on, and that way we can proceed with the rest of it, getting it all tacked up so we can pretty much weld it all together. So let me go ahead and continue on the next one. I'll show you guys what I'm going to do on the next one to pretty much get it to how I want it to be. So let me go ahead and show you guys real quick. Alright guys, so from that last clip, pretty much I just mocked everything up. This is the way it's gonna be. I'm gonna go ahead and pull off the intercooler now. I still gotta cut the end pies, I mean not the end pies, the end of the 90-degree bends on the inside of the engine bay. I'm gonna leave them a little bit inside of the engine bay, as you guys can see now. So I think chopping it here where I marked these at are actually gonna fit okay, and we have enough clearance for the V-band clamps and everything else to go on. That was my main concern. I'm still probably gonna see if I can go up a tad bit on the top one a little bit, so I may just re-angle this piece right here at a slight bend so that it can kink upwards. Other than that, I love the fitment on it. So I think what I'm gonna do is take them off now, cut it, and pretty much see if we can weld those on now, and then we'll go ahead and worry about the V-bands. Actually, no. So we may have to just do the V-bands first, so that way we know when we get this section on here that everything will be pretty much set and done, and we can try to tweak it if we need to, so that way if the V-bands do interfere with each other, we can have enough room for that to move it a little bit. So let me go ahead and do that real quick and see how we are looking. Alright guys, again, I am not perfect, but we are. Let's see if this camera can focus. I guess it doesn't really want to, but we are fully welded in. And let me go ahead and show you guys a little bit more. Let me open up the garage and show you pretty much. So you guys just see me weld. Again, I'm not perfect at it and I'm still learning, but yes, there's a lot of wavy spots to it as I'm still getting adjusted. This table is not really meant for welding, as you guys can see, but it is what it is. We are going to make do with it. I should have cleaned the metal a little bit more, but we are welded, that's all I can say, and we can only hope to get better each and every day, man. So I'm going to go ahead and continue grinding on this and get to the intercooler. Alright guys, so pretty much intercooler is fully mounted. I was going to weld it to it, but unfortunately I was trying to earlier, and honestly this welding on this table right here absolutely sucks, and I kept burning through it. I can't get comfortable on it, and as you guys seen, the other welds, they all came out pretty good, you know what I mean, for being what they are. So at the end of the day, I am gonna have to make new ones. That's the sad part to it, but it is what it is. It's a lesson learned, and I'm honestly just gonna hold off now, guys. I know this is what we were supposed to do, but at least you guys seen me pretty much try it and do it. So we are gonna have to pick up on it after, and honestly, I'm gonna wait for the table. I'm gonna wait to order myself a table. I'm gonna order a table, get the material, put that together, and then go ahead and be comfortable while I weld, so that I can actually have my arms on the welding table and be able to tuck myself underneath. A lot of people can probably say, you know what, this table is actually okay, you can weld on it, you know, but for me, I'm pretty big, you know what I'm saying? I'm a big boy, and my legs do not reach under there, and I'm not comfortable with the gas pedal. I don't know how Dana and all them do it, but they have a bigger table, you know what I'm saying, to be able to work on standing up and everything else. And as you guys can see, I don't have that. So we are gonna hold off on it now. We did make a little bit of progress on it. And I think what I'm gonna end up doing now for the next video is honestly just picking up and doing the brake tuck again, all over again. And then from there, we'll go ahead and pick up and see if either Brandon or, you know, we have shut up, my homie, can help me pretty much get this all said and done, because I do want these to be pretty much almost even. You know what I'm saying? I want them to be the curvature to be pretty much even. They are good right here, and they're not touching any of the metal on the outside. I will be putting like a ring around it, like a seal, so that way it doesn't cut through it with vibration. I wanted to kind of hard mount it, but you know, looks like we are having a little bit of issue. So I can still adjust it, I can still move it forward. I still have that plenty of room. So either way, this one's gonna be coming to the intake manifold, and then this one will be going to turbo. So I think we'll be okay still. It's just gonna be a tight bend from here, coming up here, and then going to the turbo here. So either way, give me some time, guys. I know we're supposed to be making progress on it, but at least you guys seen that I did do something, you know, and pretty much kept just trying to go through it. But unfortunately, we had some issues, and I didn't want to continue burning through the metal. It's just not really being comfortable in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up for today, guys. I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and honestly, guys, thank you guys for all the views, and thank you for all the subscribers. We are slowly moving up. We're almost to the 1,000 subscriber mark. And again, guys, please like, subscribe, and share the video, and hopefully we can make it to 1,000 subscribers, and hopefully we can make some more content. I know content is kind of a little bit slow, but we are really trying, and as you guys can see, I was really trying, but unfortunately I did fail at this part. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hit it harder and go at it again, and I guarantee you guys, on the next time we do it, will actually be better, because we will have a bigger table to be able to weld and actually clamp, you know, the intercooler down, put something around it so that way it doesn't move. I try having my wife do it, holding it for me, but it's kind of difficult for her because she's really not comfortable being holding stuff like that, and she gets scared of it. But it is what it is, you know, and I guarantee you guys will make progress on the next time. So with that being said, guys, please like, subscribe, and let's share this video, and tune into the next video, guys. I promise we'll make more content. See you guys on the next one.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. Yeah, you ain't see me activated. You better hope that you never see me agitated.